The Memory Desert. A sci-fi story. The sand that remembers. The first thing she feels is heat. Not sunlight that would imply direction, a source, a sky. This heat comes from everywhere at once, radiating through the fine, pale sand she's half buried in. Presses against her ribs, her cheek, the inside of her skull. She tries to breathe and inhales dust. Her throat spasms. She rolls onto her back, coughing. A sky the color of bleached bone stares down at her. No sun, no clouds, just a blank, oppressive dome. Her name is... She freezes. Her name is... Nothing. A hollow space where identity should be. She sits up too fast and the world tilts. Sand cascades off her uniform. A dark, matte material with reinforced seams and a small emblem on the chest. A circle split by a vertical line. She recognizes the symbol, but not why. A voice crackles in her ear. "Hello? Anyone conscious? Respond if you can hear this." She touches the side of her helmet. The visor is retracted, the comms active. The voice is male, strained, trying to sound calm. She swallows. "I hear you." A pause. Then, "Good. That makes 3 of us." 3. She looks around. The desert stretches infinitely in every direction. Dunes like frozen waves, the horizon shimmering with heat distortion. No landmarks, no shadows, no sun to cast them. "What's your name?" the voice asks. She opens her mouth. Nothing comes out. "I don't know." Another voice joins the channel, female, clipped, irritated. "Same here. I woke up with a full kit, intact vitals and 0 personal memory. Something wiped us." The man exhales sharply. "All right, let's not panic. Check your wrist modules. Maybe they have ID tags." She lifts her arm. The wrist device is sleek, metallic, with a small holographic display. It flickers to life at her touch. Unit designation: Lyra, 7 rank. Field Specialist Mission. Corrupted. Location: Unknown. Lyra. The name feels foreign and familiar at the same time, like a word she once knew in a dream. "I've got a name," she says. "Lyra 7. 7? The woman asks. "As in a clone series?" "I don't know." The man speaks again. "I'm Row 2. My mission log is corrupted too." "And I'm Vey 3, the woman adds. "So we're numbered." "Great." Lyra stands, brushing sand from her legs. Her boots sink slightly into the fine grains. Too fine, almost powdery, like ground bone. The air is dry but not hot enough to explain the heat radiating from the ground. "Do either of you see anything?" she asks. "Negative," Ro says. "Just dunes." "Same," Vey says. "But my compass is pointing somewhere." I say we regroup and move. Lyra checks her module. A directional arrow pulses faintly, pointing northeast. "Let's meet at the signal origin," Ro says. "I'm sending coordinates." A marker appears on her display, less than a kilometer away. Lyra starts walking. The team without a past. She meets Ro first. He's tall, broad-shouldered, with close-cropped dark hair and a face that looks like it was carved to be trustworthy. Strong jaw, steady eyes. His uniform matches hers, though his emblem is scratched. He studies her for a moment. "You're Lyra." She nods. "You're Ro." Apparently, they stand in silence, both waiting for memories that don't come. Vey arrives minutes later, striding over a dune with a scowl. She's compact, muscular, with sharp features and a shaved head. Her eyes flick between them, assessing, calculating. "Okay," she says. "We're 3 strangers with matching gear, matching amnesia, and matching bad luck. Anyone want to guess what happened?" Ro gestures at the desert. "Crash? Extraction gone wrong? Memory wipe tech? Or we're clones?" Vey mutters. "Fresh out of the tank." Lyra feels a chill despite the heat. "If we were clones, wouldn't we remember being clones?" "Not if someone didn't want us to." Ro raises a hand. "Let's not jump to conclusions. We need data. Our modules show a structure northeast. That's our best lead." Lyra checks her display again. The arrow pulses steadily. Agreed, she says. We move. They start walking. The desert is silent. Not just quiet, but absent. No wind. No shifting sand. No distant hum of life. Their footsteps are the only sound. After an hour, Lyra's throat is raw. Do we have water? Ro checks his pack. Yes, rationed. Enough for a few days. Vey snorts. Assuming we don't die of existential crisis first. Lyra forces a smile. I'll take dehydration over identity collapse. But the truth gnaws at her. Who am I? Who were we? Why were we erased? The first memory. They stop to rest in the shade of a dune, though shade is generous. The sky's blank whiteness diffuses light evenly, leaving no true shadows. Lyra closes her eyes, and the world shifts. She's standing in a corridor. Metallic walls, humming lights, the smell of sterilized air. Her hands are gloved. She's holding a datapad. A voice behind her. Lyra, wait. She turns. A woman approaches, tall, elegant, with silver streaks in her dark hair. Her eyes are warm and sad. You don't have to do this, the woman says. Lyra feels her own voice respond, distant and echoing. I already agreed. You don't understand what they'll take from you. I understand enough. The woman reaches out, touching Lyra's arm. Please, don't let them rewrite you. Lyra's breath catches. Rewrite. The corridor dissolves. She gasps, clutching her head. Ro kneels beside her. Lyra? What happened? I remembered something. Vey's eyes narrow. Already? What did you see? Lyra describes the corridor, the woman, the warning. Ro frowns. That sounds like a facility. Maybe where we came from. Or where we were erased. Vey mutters. Lyra hesitates. The woman said, don't let them rewrite you. Vey's expression darkens. Rewrite. As in memory alteration. Ro looks between them. If memories are returning, that's good. It means our minds weren't completely wiped. Or it means something is giving them back. Vey says. Piece by piece. Lyra shivers. Why would memories contradict each other? Ro doesn't answer. Because none of them know. The structure on the horizon. Hours pass. The desert remains unchanged. Endless dunes, pale sand, blank sky. But the arrow on their modules grows brighter, pulsing faster. We're close, Ro says. Lyra squints at the horizon. A shape emerges, faint at first, then clearer. A structure rising from the desert like a monolith. Smooth, metallic, impossibly tall. Its surface reflects the sky's whiteness, making it look like a shard of bone. Vey whistles softly. Well, that's not ominous at all. As they approach, the air grows cooler. The sand shifts from pale beige to a faint gray, as if the structure's presence leaches color from the world. Lyra's skin prickles. I've seen this before, she whispers. Ro glances at her. Another memory? Not exactly. More like déjà vu. Vey circles the base of the structure. No doors, no windows, no seams. Ro runs a hand along the surface. It's warm. Lyra touches it too. A shock runs through her. Not painful, but electric, like a jolt of recognition. And then, she's in a room. Circular. Walls lined with consoles. A holographic display in the center showing a map. A moon orbiting a gas giant. The same emblem as on her uniform glows above the map. A voice. Team 7, your objective is simple. Enter the memory desert. Locate the anomaly. Retrieve the source. Another voice, her own. And if the anomaly affects us, your identities are backed up. You'll be restored. Lyra's heart pounds. The room dissolves. She stumbles back from the structure, breathing hard. Ro catches her. Another memory? She nods. We were sent here. A mission. Something about an anomaly. Vey crosses her arms. So we volunteered for this? No, Lyra says slowly. We were assigned. And they said our identities were backed up. Ro's jaw tightens. Then why don't we remember anything? Lyra looks at the structure. Because something rewrote us. The door that isn't there. Ro circles the monolith again. There has to be an entrance. There isn't, Vey says. I've checked twice. Lyra steps back, studying the structure. It's seamless, smooth, impossibly uniform. No markings, no panels, no indication it was built by human hands. What if it's not a building, she says. Ro looks at her. Then what is it? A machine. Vey snorts. A machine that does what? Bake sand. Lyra touches the surface again. The shock returns, stronger this time, and suddenly she sees a chamber filled with floating lights, a figure suspended in a transparent capsule, a voice whispering, "Identity is a fluid construct. Memory is a resource. You are not the first." Lyra jerks her hand away. Ro grabs her shoulders. "Lyra, talk to us." She forces the words out. "This thing, it's connected to our memories. It's part of the anomaly." Vey's expression hardens. "Then we destroy it." "No," Lyra says. "We need it. It might be the only way to recover who we are." Ro nods slowly. "Agreed. But we need a way inside." Lyra stares at the monolith, and the monolith stares back. The contradiction. They make camp near the structure. If camp means sitting on the sand, drinking rationed water, and pretending they aren't unraveling, Ro checks his module. Our vitals are stable. No signs of dehydration or neurological damage. Vey scoffs. Except the part where our memories are scrambled eggs. Lyra sits apart, staring at the monolith. Another memory presses at the edge of her mind. She lets it in. She's standing in a lab. A man is strapped to a chair, screaming. His eyes flicker between colors, blue, green, brown, as if his identity is shifting. A scientist whispers. The desert rewrites them. Every time they remember, they become someone else. Lyra's voice. Shut it down. The scientist. We can't. It's alive. The memory fractures. Lyra gasps. Ro rushes to her. What did you see? She hesitates. Because this memory contradicts the others. In the first memory, she was warned not to undergo rewriting. In the second, she volunteered for the mission. In the third, she demanded the project be shut down. 3 versions of herself. 3 incompatible identities. I don't know which one is real, she whispers. Vey's face pales. That's the point. The anomaly isn't just erasing us. It's replacing us. Ro looks at the monolith, jaw clenched. Then we need to find out who we were before it finishes the job. Lyra nods. But deep inside, a terrifying thought takes root. What if we weren't erased? What if we were rewritten on purpose? The night without darkness. There is no night on this moon. The sky remains the same blank white, but the temperature drops sharply. The sand cools. The air grows thin. They huddle near the monolith for warmth. Its surface radiates a faint heat. Vey breaks the silence. If our memories contradict each other, how do we know we're even on the same team? Ro sighs. We have matching gear. Matching mission logs. Corrupted mission logs. Vey snaps. For all we know, we were enemies. Lyra shakes her head. No. I remember. Trust. Between us. Ro looks at her. You remember us? Not exactly. More like the feeling of working with a team. Vey snorts. Feelings aren't facts. Lyra meets her gaze. Neither are memories. Vey looks away. Ro rubs his temples. We need a plan. At first light. There is no light. Vey mutters. We try to activate the structure. Ro continues. If it's a machine, it has an interface. Lyra nods. And if it rewrites us again? Ro's voice is steady. Then we hold on to each other. Anchor ourselves. Vey rolls her eyes. Touching. But she doesn't argue. Lyra closes her eyes. And dreams. The dream that isn't a dream. She's floating. Weightless. Surrounded by darkness, real darkness. not the blank white sky. Stars flicker around her like distant memories. A voice speaks from everywhere and nowhere. Lyra 7. She turns. A figure stands before her. Tall, faceless, shimmering like heat haze. You are not the original. Lyra's heart pounds. Then who am I? A fragment. The stars pulse. The desert does not erase. It divides. Lyra reaches out. What do you want from us? To remember. The figure dissolves. Lyra falls and wakes with a gasp. Ro and Vey stare at her. You were talking in your sleep, Ro says. Vey adds, more like chanting. Lyra wipes sweat from her brow. I saw something. The figure. It said the desert divides us. Ro frowns. Divides. Vey mutters. Great. So we're not just losing memories. We're splitting into versions. Lyra looks at the monolith. And the monolith hums. A low, resonant vibration. Ro stands. It's active. Vey grabs her weapon. Finally, Lyra rises slowly. The monolith's surface ripples. A seam appearing where none existed before. A doorway. Ro exhales. Well, that answers that. Vey smirks. Ladies first. Lyra steps forward. Her heart pounds. Her memories swirl. Her identity fractures. And as she crosses the threshold, one final thought echoes in her mind. What if the version walking inside isn't the one who walked out? The threshold. Crossing the threshold feels like stepping through a membrane, not a door. The air inside is cooler, denser, humming with a low vibration that resonates in Lyra's bones. The interior is a vast chamber, circular, with walls that curve upward into darkness. The floor is smooth metal, etched with faint geometric patterns that pulse with soft light. Ro enters behind her, weapon raised. Vey follows, eyes scanning every surface. The doorway seals shut. No seam remains. Great, Vey mutters. We're trapped in a giant alien egg. Ro ignores her. Lyra, anything familiar? Lyra steps forward. The patterns on the floor shift beneath her feet. Not physically, but visually, like ripples of light responding to her presence. I think it's reacting to us, she says. Or to you specifically, Vey says. Lyra doesn't argue, because she feels it too. A pull, a recognition like the monolith knows her. A voice echoes through the chamber. Not spoken, not heard. Remember, Lyra gasps. Ro grabs her arm. What is it? Something spoke to me. Vey stiffens. Telepathy. Not exactly. More like a command. The floor pulses again. A beam of light shoots upward from the center of the chamber, forming a holographic sphere filled with swirling symbols. Ro steps closer. Is that a map? Lyra's breath catches, because she recognizes it. The moon, the desert, the anomaly, and at the center a glowing point. Our destination, she whispers. Vey crosses her arms. So this thing wants us to go somewhere. Why? Lyra doesn't answer, because another memory is rising. The memory that shouldn't exist. She's in the same chamber, but it's different, brighter, filled with people in uniforms identical to hers. Scientists, officers, observers. A man stands at the center, addressing the group. The anomaly is not a threat, he says. It is an opportunity. A living archive. Lyra stands among the team, Ro beside her, Vey behind her. The man continues. The memory desert stores identity as data. It divides, copies, recombines. It is the most advanced cognitive technology we've ever encountered. A scientist raises a hand. But the rewriting is a side effect, the man interrupts. One we can control. Lyra hears her own voice. And if we can't? The man smiles. Then your backups will restore you. The memory fractures. Lyra staggers. Ro catches her. Another one? She nods. We were here before. In this chamber. This place. It's part of the anomaly. Vey's eyes narrow. So we walked into a memory rewriting machine voluntarily. Not voluntarily, Lyra says. We were ordered. Ro looks at the holographic map. Then the glowing point is our objective. The map pulses, the chamber hums, and the floor beneath them shifts. The descent. The floor splits into concentric rings that rotate, lowering them into darkness. Ro raises his weapon, but there's nothing to shoot. Only the hum of machinery and the faint glow of symbols sliding past. Vey mutters, "I hate elevators." "This isn't an elevator," Lyra says. "What is it then?" "A sorting mechanism." Ro glances at her. "Sorting what?" "Us." The rings stop. They step into a narrow corridor lined with translucent panels. Behind each panel, shapes flicker. Silhouettes of people, shifting, merging, dissolving. Vey steps back. "What the hell?" Lyra approaches a panel. A figure inside resolves into a woman. Tall, elegant, silver-streaked hair. The woman from her first memory. Lyra whispers, "Her." Ro steps beside her. "Who is she?" Lyra touches the panel. The woman's eyes snap open. Lyra jerks back. The woman speaks, her voice muffled, distorted. "Lyra 7. You shouldn't be here." Vey swears. "Okay. That's enough nightmare fuel." Lyra forces herself to speak. "Who are you?" The woman's expression twists. Fear, sorrow, urgency. "I tried to stop them." "Stop who?" "The architects. The ones who built the desert." Ro frowns. "Humans?" The woman shakes her head. "No." The panel flickers. The woman's form dissolves. Lyra presses her hand against the glass. "Wait!" But the panel goes dark. Vey exhales shakily. "I'm starting to think we weren't the good guys." Ro doesn't respond, because he's staring at another panel. Inside is a figure that looks exactly like him. The copies. Ro steps closer. The figure inside the panel is identical, same face, same uniform, same emblem. But its eyes are closed, its body suspended in a viscous fluid. Vey whispers, "Is that you?" Ro's jaw tightens. "I don't know." Lyra moves to another panel. Inside is a version of Vey, hair longer, expression softer, wearing a different uniform. Vey stares. "That's not me." Lyra touches the panel. The Vey copy opens her eyes and smiles, not kindly. "You're late." Vey steps back. "Nope, absolutely not." Ro turns to Lyra. "What is this place?" Lyra swallows. "A repository. The anomaly doesn't just rewrite memories. It stores versions of us." "Why?" Vey demands. Lyra hesitates. "Because the answer is forming in her mind, a memory she hasn't fully seen yet." Ro moves to another panel. Inside is Lyra. Not Lyra 7. Lyra 1. Her hair is longer. Her eyes are colder. Her uniform bears a different emblem, a higher rank. Ro whispers, "Lyra." Lyra steps forward. Her earlier self opens her eyes and speaks. "You shouldn't have come back." Lyra's breath catches. "Back? You were erased for a reason." Vey mutters, "I knew it. We're the broken versions." Lyra shakes her head. "No, we're the ones who survived." Her earlier self smiles faintly. "Survived what?" Lyra whispers, "Tell me." But the panel flickers, and the earlier Lyra dissolves. The core. The corridor ends at a massive circular door. Symbols pulse across its surface like a heartbeat. Ro steps forward. "This must be the core." Vey raises her weapon. "Then let's open it." Lyra touches the door. It opens instantly. Inside is a vast chamber filled with floating crystalline structures, each one glowing with swirling colors. The air hums with energy. Ro whispers, "What is all this?" Lyra steps closer to one of the crystals. A memory floods her mind. She's in a lab. A scientist explains. Each crystal contains an identity, a full cognitive imprint. The desert stores them, recombines them, tests them. Lyra's voice. "Tests them for what?" "Stability." The memory shatters. Lyra gasps. Vey crosses her arms. "So we're lab rats." No, Lyra says. We're prototypes. Ro frowns. Prototypes for what? Lyra looks at the crystals. For a new kind of human. The chamber pulses. The crystals vibrate. And a voice fills the air. Welcome back, Lyra 7. The architect. A figure materializes at the center of the chamber. Tall, faceless, shimmering like the one from her dream. Vey raises her weapon. Identify yourself. The figure tilts its head. I am the architect. Ro steps forward. Did you erase our memories? No. Did you rewrite them? Yes. Vey snarls. Why? The architect gestures to the crystals. Identity is not fixed. It is a spectrum. You were created to explore that spectrum. Lyra's voice trembles. Created. You are not the originals. You are iterations. Ro's fists clench. Where are the originals? The architect's form flickers. Gone. Vey steps forward. Gone how? They were unstable. The desert divided them until nothing remained. Lyra feels her knees weaken. And us? You are the most stable versions. Ro's voice is low. What do you want from us? The architect's form brightens. To choose. Choose what? Lyra asks. Which version of yourselves will survive? The chamber pulses. The crystals glow brighter. And the floor splits open. The trial. Platforms rise from the floor. 3 of them, each with a glowing crystal at its center. One crystal pulses blue. One pulses red. One pulses white. The architect speaks. Each crystal contains a version of your identity. Choose one. Integrate it. Become whole. Vey scoffs. And if we refuse? Then you will dissolve like the others. Ro looks at Lyra. We can't trust this thing. Vey nods. Agreed. Lyra steps toward the white crystal. Ro grabs her arm. Lyra, I remember something, she says softly. Not a memory. A feeling. We came here to stop this. Vey frowns. Stop what? Lyra looks at the architect. Stop you. The architect's form flickers violently. You cannot stop evolution. Lyra steps onto the platform. The white crystal pulses. And shatters. Light engulfs her. The truth. She's falling. Through memories. Through versions of herself. Lyra 1, the commander. Lyra 3, the scientist. Lyra 5, the rebel. Lyra 7, the survivor. Each version speaks. We were created. We were tested. We were erased. We endured. The memories merge. The truth forms. The memory desert wasn't built by aliens. It was built by humans. A secret project to create adaptive identities. Soldiers who could rewrite themselves to survive any environment, any mission, any psychological strain. But the system malfunctioned. The desert began rewriting them uncontrollably. The originals died. The clones fractured. And Lyra 7 was the only one who resisted the rewriting long enough to escape. She volunteered to return, to shut it down, to end the cycle. The light fades. Lyra opens her eyes. The final choice. She stands in the core chamber. Ro and Vey stare at her, weapons raised, unsure if she's still herself. The architect looms above. You cannot destroy me. Lyra steps forward. I don't need to destroy you. She raises her wrist module. The emblem glows. A hidden command activates. The chamber trembles. The crystals crack. The architect screams. A sound like shattering glass. No! The chamber collapses. Light engulfs everything. The aftermath. Lyra wakes on the sand. The sky is still white, but the monolith is gone. Ro sits beside her, bruised but alive. Vey stands nearby, scanning the horizon. Ro smiles faintly. You did it. Vey nods. The desert's quiet. No more rewriting. Lyra sits up. Her memories are intact. All of them. Every version. Ro asks, so, who are you now? Lyra looks at the horizon. I'm all of them. Vey smirks. That sounds exhausting. Lyra laughs softly. It is. Ro stands. What now? Lyra rises. We go home. Vey raises an eyebrow. Do we even have a home? Lyra looks at her. Yes. We'll make one. They start walking. The desert is still vast. Still silent. But for the first time, Lyra feels whole. And the memory desert remembers nothing. This is the end of the sci-fi story, The Memory Desert. Leave a like if you enjoyed the story, and subscribe for more sci-fi stories. Thanks for listening.